back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I am here today to do my September wrap-up. Let's get started. So in the month of September I had a great reading month. I was reading a lot of graphic novels, but I did also manage to get through a fair few novels and books as well. So I had a really great reading month. It was the last month of the summer holidays and it was just so much fun. I ended up reading 17 books and novels and graphic novels in total. I read 6 that were actual books, and then all of the rest of the 11 were graphic novels, and I really enjoyed a lot of the books that I read this month, so let's get started. First book that I ended up finishing on the first day of September was Battle Royale by Koshin Takami. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a very, very action-packed, intense storyline, a lot of blood and gore, but I didn't mind that. It was quite a fun read, it was really fast paced, and it was exactly what I needed to break up the monotony of some of the other books that I hadn't enjoyed quite as much the month before. So I really enjoyed it, and I ended up giving that one a 5 out of 5 star rating. It was really, really good. Then I moved on to Saga Volume 1. I really loved it. I thought it was amazing instantly. The artwork was really cool. The storyline was fast-paced and action-packed and just hilarious the whole way through. It made me laugh, it made me connect with the story and have an enjoyable read, and that was exactly what I was looking for from a graphic novel, so I would definitely recommend this if you want a fantasy sci-fi kind of graphic novel that's just really fun. I gave that one a 5 out of 5 star rating. Then I read The Assassin's Curse, which is book number 1 in the duology by Cassandra Rose Clare. I haven't done a review of this just yet, but it will be up on my channel in the next few days along with the second one because I'm reviewing them together. I enjoyed this a lot, but I didn't think it was quite as developed as it could have been, and it would have been a lot more interesting and better if it had just had that solid development there and it wasn't quite as repetitious as it was. There were definitely areas that annoyed me a little bit, so that did let down the score of it. I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't a bad book, it was decent, but it just didn't live up to what I was hoping for, which was a shame. Next, I ended up reading Volume 1 of Sandman by Neil Gaiman, and I loved this. I thought it was really interesting and a really cool start to the series. I ended up only giving it a 4 out of 5 star rating, but that wasn't to say it was bad. It was definitely a really, really interesting start, and I feel like as the series goes on, it's going to get so interesting and be really, really cool. I felt like the ending of this was definitely so much better than the beginning, and it had really grown just throughout the course of this one volume, so I'm sure that over the course of the next 9 volumes that I now have to read, it will get amazing, and I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this. Then I read The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy and Other Stories, which is by Tim Burton. This is a really cute but really creepy kind of kids illustrated book filled with poetry, and it was just really fun, really quick to read through, but just creepy and interesting and all the things that I like in a little creepy illustrated book. So great. If you love Tim Burton, I'm sure you're going to love this book. It was really, really fun. And I gave that one a 5 out of 5 star rating too. Then I moved on to The Dark, which is another illustrated book, and this is a kids one by Lemony Snicket. This was a really, really cool read because it was a really cute story about a little boy who doesn't like the dark and he's scared of it, but throughout the course of the story he grows to actually understand that the dark is not evil. It can be his friend and it can be really nice, and yeah, it was just a really enchanting little story and I really loved it, and because it's a really, really cool illustration to go with the story, it just made it a really heartwarming read, and I gave that one a 4 out of 5 star rating. Then I picked up Through the Woods, which is by Emily Carroll. This is a collection of 5 different horror stories told through a graphic medium, and it was amazing. I really loved it. I thought that the colour schemes of the black on white and white on black were so interesting. It was a very sketchy design throughout the whole thing, but it was worked impeccably well for the stories, and the colours were really primary, bold colours. They stood out from the page and drew you in, and it was just a great, great collection. So if you want anything kind of creepy for October, I would definitely recommend them. They're really, really fun, creepy, dark, but beautifully illustrated stories. So I gave that one a 5 out of 5 stars. Awesome. Next I read Wallbreaker, which is by Brandon Sanderson. This is another one which is in the Cosmere, an adult book, and it was the last one of his adult Cosmere books that I actually had to read, so I'm really happy that I've now read them all and I understand a lot of the stuff that I didn't beforehand, and I've seen all the connections in the Cosmere and it's all awesome. So yeah, I love it, and I really enjoyed the story. A lot of people say that they don't like this one quite as much as, for example, the Mistborn or the Stormlight Archive. I really loved it. I thought that as its own story in its own right, I really enjoyed it, and I definitely want to know more from that world because it was really interesting. The ideas and concepts behind all of these colours which affect people, and the way that people can use breath to kind of enchant things and animate things was so cool, and I really loved it. So I gave that one a 5 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely recommend it. Next I picked up volume 1 of The Rat Queens, which is Sass and Sorcery, and I really enjoyed this, but I felt like it was certainly an introductory volume. It can do with a lot more story development in the next volume, and then it would definitely be a lot more interesting and better. But as an introduction to the world and the characters, it was really fun, very full of mature content. I would not recommend this for a younger reader, but it was really fast, action-packed, and very funny, and I really enjoyed it, but I do want more from the series as it goes along, so I gave that one a 3 out of 5 stars. Next I ended up reading The Saga of Rex, which is by Michel Gagny, and he is a great illustrator. I absolutely love his illustration style. I thought it was amazing, and this is a story which is age appropriate for kids and adults, and it was really cute, it was really quirky, it was really sweet, and the messages within it are so beautifully told, so beautifully illustrated. The whole design is wonderful. There are very few words, so it is mostly told through pictures, which I loved, and I would highly recommend this to anyone. I think it's one of the best graphic novels I've read in a long time. I would have liked a little bit more on the story because it was a little bit lacking in that area, but not enough to really knock down too many stars, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really wonderful, and I definitely want to pick up more by the same illustrator and author. Next I read Amulet Book 1, which is The Stonekeeper, and this is by Kazu Kibushi. I really enjoyed this. It was a kids graphic novel. I thought it was really action-packed and full of excitement, and it definitely led up well to what volume 2 has to offer. I really want to pick that up and see where it continues to go, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great story. It was a great fun ride and adventure in a really cool world, and I definitely want to see more from this series in the future, so I will be picking up the next one, and I ended up giving this one a 5 out of 5 stars, so pretty good. Next I read my first ever Robin Hobb book, which was Assassin's Apprentice, and I loved it. I read it in 2 days and I absolutely adored it. Thought it was amazing, thought it was just so good that I really want to continue on with the series and see where it goes. I gave this one a 4.5 star rating, loved it, cannot speak more highly of it. I'm definitely going to be continuing on with this series next month, so look out for that. And yeah, it was just great. So if you've not read anything by Robin Hobb, I would highly recommend it. The writing style that she has is amazing, she's great at storytelling, the characters are all very interesting and unique. Highly recommend that book. Next I picked up volume 2 and then also volume 3 of Saga. I thought they were both amazing, both really great fun, action-packed. They kept the same speed and awesomeness of volume 1, and I cannot wait for volume 2 to come out in December. So yeah, highly anticipating that, and I cannot wait to see where it all goes. The art style is great, the colours are great, the whole thing is just really fun, and I cannot recommend this series to you more. I gave both of them 5 stars out of 5. Next I picked up volume 1 of Fables, which is Legends in Exile, and this is by Bill Willingham. I really enjoyed Fables and I thought it was really interesting, but I do want to see more from the world again. I feel like there's so much that can be done with this world. It's a world where fairy tale characters basically live together in our world, but they have kind of surpassed the endings of their stories, the traditional fairy tales, and they're now living their own sort of independent lives, and there's all sorts of things that have changed and all sorts of things that have gone wrong or just are really cool. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this series, but I really want it to develop with more characters and more integration of the original story into the new one, because this one was more of a detective story than a real exploration of the Fable world, and that's what I want to see. So yeah, hopefully that will continue to grow and be better in the next few volumes, but I gave it 3 out of 5 stars for the moment. Then I read Dreamwalker, which is by J.D. Oswald, and I really enjoyed this. It was a kids' book all about dragons and humans and the way that these two worlds kind of interact with each other, and there's a lot of political intrigue between the two different races of dragons and humans and how they can try and coexist together, and there's a lot of interesting characters which are thrown in, but there's also a lot of scheming characters, and it's quite an action-packed and fun story. It's not an adult fantasy, but it is really interesting, and I'm definitely going to be continuing on with the series very soon because I just bought the next 2 and I'm really excited to read them. So this one I gave 4 out of 5 stars. The final book that I managed to finish in the month of September is The Pirate's Wish, which is the second one and final one in the duology by Cassandra Rose Clare, and I enjoyed this one a little bit more than the first one, but I didn't enjoy it, you know, on the same league as, for example, Dreamwalker. So I again only gave this one a 3 out of 5 star rating. I really love the covers, so I was hoping to really adore the books, but that didn't quite happen, which was a shame. However, I really enjoyed aspects of the story, and when I put up my review in the next few days, you guys will see what those were. So those are all of the books that I finished in the month of September. That isn't to say that I didn't start a load of books and not finish them. I have got myself into a little bit of a predicament where I'm currently reading about 6 books at once, which is a problem. I do tend to read books in parallel. I do tend to read a few books at a time, usually no more than 4. 6 is a little bit too many for me at the moment. I'm not really enjoying having 6 on the go. But I am going to show you guys what I'm currently reading so that you guys know. So I'm currently reading Lord of Chaos still, which is book number 6 in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. I'm listening to this on audiobook mainly, but I have read a little bit in the book as well. I'm really enjoying this. I'm about just under halfway, so I'm not too far through it, but it is a giant book, and it's one of those series that I really like to take quite slow and just ease myself through and really enjoy the world. So I'm enjoying this a lot, and I'm definitely going to continue on with this as the month of October continues, but yeah, I haven't really got that far over this month because it's been a pretty busy month and I've been reading other stuff. Then I have Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan, and this is a bind-up edition of The Crown Conspiracy, which I have read and really enjoyed. Highly would recommend that. And Abenpatha, which is the second book in this bind-up, and I haven't read that one yet. I stopped halfway through because I thought that it was better to take a break from it and not force myself to read it alongside all the other books. But yeah, I'm halfway through this. I've read one of the books in it and I'm definitely excited to read the second one. I have no doubt I will continue with this series for sure, but I'm going to review both of the books in this together, so I won't be posting up a review for the first one until I've read the second half as well. Then I have Shadow and Claw, which is by Gene Wolfe, and this is again a bind-up of the first 2 in this series, Shadow of the Torturer and The Claw of the Counsellor. I am currently almost finished with the first one, but I found that Gene Wolfe's writing was very intellectual, very high class and very high register writing, which I liked. I thought that the writing was really impeccably done, but a little bit too intelligent for me, if I'm honest. It feels like it's quite difficult to get through, and you really have to concentrate whilst you're reading this to understand fully the wonder of the world, and not much has really happened in the plot line yet, so it's quite a slow burner book, which is okay, but it's just not gripping my attention quite as much as I would like it to right now. So I have taken a little bit of a break from this for the past week or so. I will probably get back to it very soon and finish up at least the first book in this, if not the second, during the month of October. That's my plan anyway. But yeah, it's a good book, but it's definitely one that takes a lot of thought and time. Next, I am currently reading A Darkness at Sethenon, which is the final book in the Rift War saga by Raymond E. Feist, and I'm reading this because I wanted to finish up this book and this series. I am about a third of the way through this. I'm really enjoying it. I just haven't had the time to finish it in this month yet, but I'm definitely really enjoying this one, and I'm hopefully going to be able to finish it up soon. Then I am also reading Mirror Empire. It's by Cameron Hurley, and it's about this world where moons kind of affect the magic, and it sounds really cool, and I've not got very far. I'm only a couple of pages through it. Yeah, that's another one I kind of added onto the list, but I'm going to be finishing that up hopefully in the month of October as well. And then the final book that I am currently reading is Pathfinder by Orson Scott Card. I'm reading this with Amanda from the Marvellous Reading Room. Again, I will link her channel down below. We're both really enjoying it so far, and we're going to be talking about it this weekend the first time. We haven't spoken about it yet because we've both been pretty busy. I'm just under a third of the way through it, and I'm really loving it so far, so I have no doubt that this will be a really fun book to review and talk about it. And yeah, we're just going to be reading this for the rest of October as well, probably. So those are all of the books that I'm currently reading or that I have actually finished, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've read any of these books, let me know if you want me to keep persevering with some of the books that I'm currently reading and haven't been so inclined to pick up. I would love your inspiration to kind of help me along. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little